By now, you know their names. Tencent, ByteDance, Alibaba, and Huawei. All of these companies have one thing in common. They're based in China. But more than that, these are actually barely tech companies at all. Tencent sells games, ByteDance runs TikTok, Alibaba runs e-commerce, and Huawei builds electronics. But even given each company's main export, none of them are really tech companies at all. In fact, each of these four massive brands are really mass surveillance companies masquerading behind the glitzy exterior of tech. And there are many more companies alongside them: Baidu, ZTE, JD, and more. Today, we will be going into the deeper intentions behind these companies, how they are connected to China and the Communist Party, and what this all means for consumers around the world.
It's highly addictive and destructive, and we're seeing troubling data about the corrosive impact.
This evening, India banned 118 Chinese mobile applications.
It is a CCP, a Chinese Communist Party spy app, and Americans are using it. They should get off.
Welcome to the Lightning Rod channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos. By now, it's a well-known fact that many companies around the world are able to commoditize customer data. In most cases, the model's pretty simple, especially in Western countries. Large tech companies will offer up powerful free services to consumers who in exchange provide consent to share their data with the company. In turn, that data can be used by that company to strategically sell paid products, mostly through the form of data-targeted third-party ads. But in China, things are different. The biggest driver behind these companies and their data collection operations is not advertising at all, but actually surveillance. You see, in less than free countries like China, technology is used for far more than to sell products. Companies like ByteDance and Tencent can get their applications installed on hundreds of millions of devices, and in turn, the data they collect, including voice, location, and search history, can be passed upwards to a country's leaders to spy on their citizens. According to documents provided to Forbes, ByteDance's main app TikTok has been spying on users in the United States, including politicians and journalists, which means that the company certainly has the technological capabilities to spy on its own citizens. But this is more than just speculation. For example, one of the primary ways that the Communist Party exercises control over tech giants like Tencent, ByteDance, and Huawei is through corporate ownership structures. While these companies are technically private enterprises, they are often controlled by CCP officials or individuals with close ties to the party. This gives the party significant influence over decisions made by these companies and ensures that they align with the party's goals and priorities. In addition to their ownership structure, these tech giants are also subject to a range of regulations and oversight from the government, which further enhances the party's control over them. For example, the party can freely request that these companies turn over customer data or censor certain types of content, and the companies are often required to comply with these requests in order to remain in good standing with the government. And remaining in good standing with the government is simply the lifeblood of these companies. In free countries, it is much harder for a government to have such ultimate control over a technology company. But in China, compliance is the only thing standing between a company and its swift and bitter end. In the case of Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, China's grip on the technology industry was made obvious. In October 2020, Jack Ma gave a speech in Shanghai in which he criticized the Chinese regulatory system and the state-owned banks. This reportedly angered the CCP and led to increased scrutiny of Alibaba and its affiliates. Shortly after his speech, Ma disappeared from public view, leading to speculation and rumors about his whereabouts. Although there has been no official confirmation that Jack Ma was taken into custody or kidnapped by the CCP, the outlook makes this case seem pretty likely. In January 2021, Alibaba Group issued a statement that Ma was lying low and focusing on philanthropy. Eventually though, in March 2021 however, Ma was reported to have reappeared in public, attending a meeting with teachers in a rural part of China. But this control extends far past censoring outspoken critics. By surveilling the data of tech companies, China is able to massively extend and enforce its own policies on censorship, which prevent tech companies from pushing controversial content. For example, the CCP heavily censors political content, religious content, pornography, and a variety of other media categories. By controlling the data flow and financials of technology companies, China can easily force state-controlled companies into compliance, all while bolstering its own supply of user data, which it can then use to punish violators. Censorship aside, China's tech companies are also making pushes into overseas markets to enhance dominance outside of the country. For example, Tencent has enforced its own reach through investments in swaths of tech companies, including Ubisoft, Activision Blizzard, Epic Games, Riot Games, Paradox, PUBG, League of Legends, Clash Royale, Discord, Fortnite, Path of Exile, Rocket League, and many, many more. As such, Tencent has become by far the largest video game company in the world by commoditizing the user data of its players for use by the Chinese government. Tencent has pushed to even acquire some companies outright, like Discord, casting a scary picture for the future of China's involvement in technology, even overseas. Nowadays, China is continuing a massive push into technology, mainly through a state-organized multi-year digital plan. The most dystopian part of China's future plan, also called the Virtual Reality and Industry Application Integration Development Plan, is its goal to regulate what it calls digital humans. China has said that it will use many of its dystopian real-life laws to further regulate the actions of digital personas, such as in social media or video games. Furthermore, the plan includes points for utilizing up-and-coming Chinese influencers as extensions of the CCP's philosophy. Traditionally, the Chinese government would use celebrities and TV stars to do this, but as the younger generation is paying less attention to these traditional media outlets, China is shifting its plan to push their communist philosophy through influencers. Given their past actions, it would not be a surprise if such laws begin to transition to Chinese-owned applications overseas.